The Brutalist Jr, a do-it-yourself pedal from City Instruments. It's the first pedal that I ever made with very minimal experience. So, if I can do it, you can do it. Let's hear it rock. Go ahead and talk a little bit about the pedal now. If you want to just hear more playing of the pedal by itself, you can go ahead and jump ahead and you can hear how it sounds on its own. So the Brutalist Jr is built by City Instruments, which is owned by Kurt Ballou. Some of you might be familiar with him as the guitar player for the highly influential band Converge. I'd say he's equally as well known as a producer. He's produced tons of metal bands, High on Fire, Dillinger Escape Plan, Misery Index. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Chances are, if you have a favorite metal band, he's probably produced some of their records. So as you probably heard in the intro here, this thing has tons of gain on it. Even at the lowest settings, it's still pretty darn gainy. It also has a loudness control where you turn it one way, you get more bass, and then you turn it the other way and you get more treble. The coolest thing about this pedal, though, is it is also his business card. I mean, why just have like a regular boring old business card when you can, have one be a circuit board and make a killer pedal out of it, right? So that's kind of how I ended up building this pedal. As I mentioned, this is the first pedal that I've ever built, and I really have had minimal soldering experience, no experience building any kind of electronic gear or anything like that. It's actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. Pretty much all I did was I went over to the City Instruments website. I ordered the circuit board. It's also called a PCB. And then I went over to Small Bear Electronics. I'm going to leave the links for these in the description. But then I ordered everything else from Small Bear Electronics as a kit. So all the electrical components, the metal case that comes pre-drilled, I ordered all of that separately. And putting it together was actually pretty easy. The instructions that come with it are actually pretty well laid out. So pretty much all you do is it's kind of like paint by numbers, where you've got a list of all your components. You take a look at your components, you see if you've got a resistor. It'll say resistor 10K goes to spot R1. So it's going to be one of these little spots in here. Then you got your 10K resistor, you put it in spot 1, you solder it on, you get a capacitor. It'll say, you give you the value of the capacitor, you put that in C1, and so on and so forth. Then they give you a diagram of how to wire it up, and it's actually a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be. It's a lot more fun, too. The other thing that you get to do, which is pretty fun, is you get to do the enclosure. Now this metal enclosure comes blank, so it's just metal. So what I chose to do is I primed it, painted it and everything, and then I did what's called a water slide decal on it here, which is basically just like, it looks like printer paper. You can just use regular inkjet or laserjet printer with it, and then you put it in water, you slide it on the top of this thing, and then you have a nice little cover on it, and then you put a clear coat spray paint on it, and then you've got yourself a pedal. But there's some people that don't decorate it at all. I mean, it's up to you, right? That's kind of one of the cool things about putting together. It's one of the cool things about putting together your own pedal. If you want to learn more about putting together your own pedal, go ahead and subscribe. I think I'm going to be building another pedal pretty soon, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to document everything start to finish. So everything from ordering parts to spray painting this thing to water slide decals, all of that stuff, so you can kind of see soup to nuts how a pedal is built, and you can watch me fumble through it. So that's pretty much all I have to say about the pedal. Let's hear it in action again. So thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe for more awesome-ish guitar-related videos. Take care.